Welcome to the Chevrolet pregame show on Fox. The NLCS has moved from east to west, but the setting is just as intense. San Francisco fans have never experienced a world championship since the Giants moved from New York to the Bay in 1958. But they're doing their part to help the team reach a new level. It is time for a critical game 3 between the Philadelphia Phillies and the San Francisco Giants. It is a picture-perfect sun-splashed afternoon by the Bay. And with that, hi everybody, we welcome you to Fox's continuing coverage of the NLCS. I am Chris Rose, joined as always by Eric Harris, and from the MLB Network, Mitch Williams. And guys, we have changed cities, we have changed venues. Mitch Williams' attitude has not changed, however.
No, they only gave me 36 hours to change it, and those that know me know I'm not smart enough to get that done in that time frame.
However, one other thing that has changed, the Giants starting lineup. Let's show you what Bruce Bochy trotted out in Game 2. Wholesale changes because that man, Freddie Sanchez, is the only guy that remains in the same slot. Elsewhere, Andres Torres, he is out. He's been struggling. Edgar Renteria bats leadoff for the 4th time this year. You got Cody Ross moving up in the order. Aubrey Huff is moving down. Uribe's back in. He had a sore wrist. He missed Game 2. And Aaron Rowan's in the starting lineup for the first time in over a month. What does it all mean?
It means that Bruce Bochy is looking for some offense. Aaron Rowan gets in the lineup. Andres Torres out. Remember, Aaron Rowan started the season as the opening day center field. The middle of the lineup, that's important. Cody Ross has been great, but Pat Burrell and Buster Posey need to show up today. These guys hit home runs all during the season, 38. That's how the Giants score runs. That's how they're going to have to score today. One of these guys, you're going to have to run into something and hit one out of the ballpark.
And the man tasked with keeping these two guys in this ballpark will be Cole Hamels. Everybody knows 2 years ago in the NLCS and the World Series, Cole Hamels was the MVP of those series. His last start in the NLDS against the Cincinnati Reds was the best I've ever seen him throw the baseball. Why? He's found 3 or 4 extra miles an hour on his fastball to go along with a devastating changeup and a cut fastball, which he's added. If he is able to go out there and execute those pitches today like he did against Cincinnati, long day for the Giants.
Guys, first NLCS home game here in San Francisco in 8 years. You tell me whether or not these fans are ready. Sounds like it.
They're jacked up and ready to go.
Hey, guys, in a 1-1 series, the team that's won Game 3 has taken 15 of the last 16 playoff series. Wow. The question is, will Kane be able to outduel Hamels and win one by the Bay? Well, you can also take a shot at victory by entering for a chance to win postseason tickets or an all-new 2011 Chevrolet Cruze at worldseries.com/cruise. We're back after this. Fox. Time now for the playing of our national anthem. So for that, let's send it over to the public address announcer, Renelle Brooks-Moon.
And now, fans, get ready for a ceremonial flyover by the VFA 122 Flying Eagles of the United States Navy from Lemoore Naval Air Station. Performing our national anthem, please welcome from Death Cab for Cutie, Ben Gibbard.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets' red glow, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
We will get you ready with some final thoughts when we return to San Francisco right after this. Show on Fox. They are honoring the 2002 NL pennant winning Giants, including Barry Bonds right now.
Francisco as they get y'all ready for first pitch of Game 3 of the NLCS. All right, guys, make your pitch. What are you keeping your eye on this afternoon?
I've got to watch Matt Cain and how he handles the Phillies mentally. He struggled against them historically over a 6 ERA. Utley and Rollins have worn him out. If he can remember to have a terrible memory, he'll be fine today.
For me, it's simple. I'm going to watch Carlos Ruiz very early in the game. If Cole Hamels is able to hit his mitt with that fastball and the added 3 or 4 miles an hour, I think Cole Hamels pushes his postseason road record to 5-0.
You guys ready for a little baseball?
Let's get it going.
So are the guys calling the game this afternoon. We'll see you after the game is all over, but right now let's send it up to Joe Buck and Tim McCarver.
All right, Chris and guys, thank you very much. Great job today as the scene has shifted here to California. There isn't a prettier sight for baseball than right here where the San Francisco Giants call home, and another good pitching matchup. The guys were just talking about it. Matt Cain taking on Cole Hamels with his series tied at a game apiece. For Philadelphia, they give the ball to their left-hander Hamels, who since the All-Star break has been absolutely phenomenal and may be coming off his best start with that 5-hit shutout he threw at Cincinnati to end that 3-game sweep over the Reds in the division series. Here's Tim, and he's going to talk about Matt Cain, who gets the ball today for the Giants.
Well, Matt Cain, in order to be effective, has to keep the ball down in the early innings. And that could be particularly dangerous against the Phillies because half of their lineup are left-handed low ball hitters. You look at Ryan Howard, you look at Shane Victorino, but particularly the numbers Chase Utley and Jimmy Rollins have against Matt Cain. As a matter of fact, in Game 2, 7th inning, bases loaded, Charlie Manuel telling Pete McCann, his bench coach, he hopes Jimmy Rollins runs into a low fastball, and that's exactly what he did off Santiago Casilla, and the Phillies won it going away.
And keep this in mind for Matt Cain, who gets the ball, takes on the Phillies in 5 starts, 0-3. He has never beaten Philadelphia. He'll have his hands full here today. So after a weekend in Philly, here we are in California in San Francisco. After a weekend in Philadelphia and a sea of white towels, orange will fill the stands as the scene shifts to the West Coast and San Francisco. Cole Hamels will take the mound against Matt Cain. Another all-star pitching matchup. Game 3 next on Fox. Bell, think outside the bun. By MasterCard, the preferred card of Major League Baseball. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. How's that shot? Any good?
Oh, man.
This is as pretty as it can get with that playing field at sea level, give or take a few feet. 67 degrees on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon. This place is packed, and here is the starting lineup. Brought to you by Taco Bell. For the Phillies, think outside the bun.
Shane Victorino, center fielder.
Chase Utley, second base.
Plácido Polanco, third base. My nickname is Poli.
Ryan Howard, my idols were Ken Griffey Jr., Barry Bonds, and Tony Gwynn.
Jason Worth, right field. Jimmy Rollins. My nickname is J-Will. Raul Ibanez, and growing up, my favorite player was George Brett.
Carlos Ruiz, catcher.
Cole Hamels, pitcher.
Here is the right-hander Matt Cain that will take on that lineup. There are his numbers during the regular season. Got a no decision. Pitched well in Game 2 of the division series against Atlanta. And now he takes on a team he has never defeated. You see his line at the bottom from his evening against the Braves, and here's the scouting report.
At age 25, the longest tenured Giant. He just turned 26 on October 1st. Low ball hitter, as Mike Krukow telling us, particularly in the early innings or the first time through the lineup. And Big Daddy Kane, that was his nickname when he was a high school senior from his high school baseball coach.
Today's opening pitch is sponsored by Budweiser, official beer of the first inning, the beer that starts with a full flavor and ends with a crisp, clean finish. Great times are waiting. Grab some Buds. Glad you're with us here on Fox. Game 3 of this NLCS. Victorino first up. Ball 1. Home plate umpire is Ted Barrett. And we'll give you the rest of the umpires and where they are situated for Game 3 in a second. There's ball 2, 2-0. Victorino, Utley, and Polanco. If anybody gets on, Ryan Howard here in the first for the Phillies. Team that won 97 games during the regular season. Won the NL East running away. Strike 1. There is Bruce Bochy in his 4th year as manager here with the Giants. First time in the postseason since '03 for this organization, and that one's up under the arms of Victorino, 3-1. Working on 10 days rest is Matt Cain. Victorino lines to Renteria, 1 out. Mentioned that Ted Barrett is behind home plate. Wally Bell is at first. Jeff Nelson is at second. Tom Hallion over at third. Darryl Cousins is the crew chief. He's down the left field line. He'll need his sunglasses on a day like this. And Dan Iasonia worked the plate in Game 2. He's in right. And here's Chase Utley. It's a Philadelphia team that, with all of the hitting that they possess, comes in hitting just .221 this postseason as they've played 5 games. Strike 1. Tim talked about the success Utley has had against Cain, 7 of 15 with 3 homers, 7 RBIs. As he did in Game 2, batting in the number 2 spot. Ball 1.
Talked about Matt Cain and the 10 days rest. Cole Hamels with 9 days rest. And as Rich Doobie, the Phillies pitching coach, has said, he thinks it does the starting pitchers of the Phillies a lot of good. And I agree with that. When these guys have thrown this many innings throughout the course of the year, the rest does them good in the postseason and serves them well.
Strike 2 on Utley. By the way, pitching coach Rich Doobie is celebrating his 53rd birthday today. And he will watch his left-hander Cole Hamels, who has an ERA of just over 2 since the All-Star break, take the mound for Charlie Manuel and the Phillies. 1-2 on Utley. that skips in and missed Utley 2-2.
How did miss it? Had a breaking ball right at the right leg of Chase Utley, and Chase, who stands on top of the plate.
Ooh, looked like it got him on the left leg.
It did look like that. Chase not arguing. He wants to hit, evidently.
The 2-2. And the highest career averages against Matt Cain. Utley is on the list for a guy who was picked 25th overall back in 2002. A good year for the Giants as they got to the World Series, lost in 7 to the Angels. Another 2-2 pitch. And a fly ball into center for Aaron Rowan. 2 out. Take a look at the defense for the Giants. A little different look here for game 3. Burl in left. Rowan gets the first start. He's in center. Cody Ross is in right. Uribe's now at third. Giants are happy he's healthy enough to play with Renteria, Sanchez, and Huff. Catcher is Posey. And here's the number 3 hitter, Polanco. For Aaron Rowan in center field, his first start since the 16th of September. Former Philly for a couple of years as Polanco takes a strike. Rowan's last year in Philadelphia, 07. Phillies won it all in 08. Ball 1. Polanco so far this postseason 3 for 16. He has 2 hits in this LCS and 2 RBIs. Inside corner, strike 2.
We talked about Polanco the other night, leading all hitters in the major leagues with a 272 average with 2 strikes. A side note to that, there were 23 300 hitters in the majors this year, the year of the pitcher.
Good start for Kane. Phillies go in order. Now it's Cole Hamels' turn on a beautiful day in San Francisco. AT&T Rethink Possible. By State Farm with 18,000 agents, we've got the best lineup in the game. And by Chili's, $20 dinner for two. Here is the Giants starting lineup. It's brought to you by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. Cole Hamels is set to go, and he'll start right when I finish reading this. Renteria, Sanchez, Posey, the top three. Burrow, Ross, Huff in the middle. Uribe batting in the 7th spot. Aaron Rowan hitting 8th, and Matt Cain does the pitching. He bats 9th. Here are the numbers for Cole Hamels, but Tim, those numbers don't tell the story. Just a 12-11 record, but after the All-Star break, he has been one of the best in the game.
Well, you know what tells the story in that graphic? The earned run average, 3.06 this year.
And a career-high 211 strikeouts. Edgar Renteria gets the opportunity to lead off. He is hitless in this LCS. He got the start in Game 2. When Uribe was unable to go with a bad wrist, Juan is back in there, so is Edgar. 1-0 pitch. Ball and a strike. And Tim, the huge difference, and I know you're going to talk about this in your scouting report, is the velocity at Cole Hamels. It's been a big lift to his arsenal with a better fastball here in 2010.
It's increased about 2 miles an hour the last 3 years. And that the big thing about that, with the increased velocity of the fastball, it makes the changeup that much better. As Charlie Manuel telling us before the game, instead of an 88-mile-an-hour fastball and an 84-mile-an-hour changeup, now he's throwing 92.
93 to get it by the bat of Renteria. 2-2. The Giants are hitting just 206 during the postseason, and in this NLCS under 200 at 194. And the top 2 spots in the order have done very little for San Francisco so far this postseason. Full count.
Here in the National League Championship Series, the first 2 spots have not been in scoring position yet.
In the air to left center field, and Victorino to his right. Takes in out number 1. Here is the scouting report on Cole Hamels.
Cole throwing harder this year. We talked about that. The normal assortment, fastball, changeup, curveball in that order. The World Series MVP in 2008. That's what Mitch Williams was talking about. Another left-hander. There's the increase in velocity over the last 3 years. That's average, of course.
And he's hit 93, 94 at times, which 2 years ago, certainly last year, that wasn't happening. That one floats up and away. Ball 1 to Freddie Sanchez, who is a 349 hitter against left-handed pitching. A 1-0. Ball and a strike.
Joe, also increased velocity for any pitcher allows you to throw up in the strike zone. If you don't break 90, you can't throw up.
That's strike 2. With 1 out, nobody on, that's low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch from Hamels, and Sanchez just spoils it. 93 on the fastball. And so you know, this game is being presented today in widescreen format. In high definition on Fox. For more information, go to foxsports.com/widescreen. Here's a 2-2. You really seek a lot of information if you're going to go online and read more about our widescreen presentation, but I'm not discouraging you from doing it. That'll be a great read. You get a chance to see more of the field, more of the game, and Cole Hamels is ready with a 2-2. Reaching for it. That's Jimmy Rollins. Takes his time. 2 out. Take a look at Philadelphia defensively. Ibanez in left. Victorino in center. Jason Worth is in right. Around the infield, Polanco, Rollins, Utley, and Howard, and the catcher is Ruiz, catching Cole Hamels, who is taking care of the first two hitters and now deals with Buster Posey. Posey's been slowed down after hitting .305 during the regular season. Just has one hit in this NLCS. Ball one. 23-year-old catcher won't turn 24 until next spring training. Rookie and not afraid. 1 ball, 1 strike. Good changeup from the lefty Hamels.
Once your ability is established, the biggest thing about major league players is to feel as though you belong early in your career, and Posey does.
Hamels gets him there with strike 2. Overall, 7 of 23. 7 hits, leads all National League hitters so far this postseason. Late on that swing, 95 from Cole Hamels, working with that extra rest. It's still 1-2.
We talked about how throwing harder allows you to pitch up in the strike zone. It also allows you to pitch inside.
Posey calls time. Pitching coach Rich Doobie, who we talked about, was quoted. Had this to say about Cole Hamels: he's evolving into a monster. As a 2-hopper, so Polanco ends the inning. Cole Hamels picks up where he left off against Cincinnati as we look at the streets of San Francisco after 1, Game 3. No score.
and 11 men lost their lives in the building of that bridge.
Here's a fly ball to center off the bat of Howard to the track. Caught by Rowan, 1 out. Allowed out to start the second for Philadelphia is Howard, who has not gone deep this postseason. Hit it about 385, 390 feet to straightaway.
What's that note you have about the Golden Gate Bridge? I did not know. That's unbelievable.
Well, it has enough steel wires in its cables to circle the Earth at the equator 3.5 times.
That blew me away.
3.5 times you could go around the Earth. The steel in the cables of the Golden Gate Bridge.
That's unbelievable.
1 out, nobody on, and the first pitch is a ball to Jason Worth. Worth so far in this NLCS 2 for 6 with a home run. High strike. It's like a little more liberal strike zone here today with Ted Barrett behind the plate. Hitters may not like it at first, but I think it makes for a more compelling game when strikes are called. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, nobody on. Check swing foul, and that's strike 2.
Well, a liberal strike zone in a ballpark in which it is very difficult to hit a home run makes for a low-scoring game, and more so in this ballpark than in the ballpark in Philadelphia. One would think that it would be a great pitcher's park. It always has been.
Here's a 1-2. It's inside. When I say more compelling, I think this game just moves at a better pace when a home plate umpire will give a little more at home plate with the strike zone. It's a little tedious the other way. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and Worth stays up there. Talked about it during game 1. Jason Worth is a free agent to be at the end of the year. Scott Boras is his agent. And if you're looking for a right-handed power source to add to your lineup and you're a GM, probably make that call. He can do everything. He can play the outfield. He can play center field. He can run. He'll steal bases. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
And a guy who has made a long swing work for him.
That's strike 3 and strikeout number 2 for Matt Cain.
I think Jason was guessing ball on that strike.
It's one of those good low fastballs from Matt Cain right at the knees to Worth.
Yep.
And so the batter will be Jimmy Rollins, who has 4 RBIs. They all came in game 2. Bases loaded walk and then a bases loaded 3-run double late in the 7th. Strike 1.
Only shortstop in the history of baseball to have 2 4 RBI games in the postseason.
Everybody left the park is at strike 2 and headed to charters. These 2 teams. Overnight flight here to San Francisco, and here we are in game 3. The 0-2. Around the chin gets Rollins off the plate. Two and 2. From 0-2 to 2-2, and now a little pop-up. Good start for Cain. He has been in control. 6 up, 6 down. After an inning and a half in game 3. Philly and San Francisco, no score. By Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. Want to talk about what's to come tonight at Yankee Stadium and what happened last night at Yankee Stadium at some point. Right now we're in the bottom of the second in San Francisco. No score, and Cole Hamels bends one inside to Pat Burrell, and we're underway bottom half. It's Burrell, Cody Ross, and Aubrey Huff. 1-0. Wow. Way out in front. And over toward Ken Rosenthal. We're going to bring Ken into the conversation with regard to Cole Hamels. I made mention of the quote from Rich Dubia's pitching coach saying he's evolving into a monster. That was, by the way, a compliment. Because the perception by the Phillies and the staff is he's a lot tougher than he was a year ago. And Ken Rosenthal, you were down there with some of those meetings and the press conferences and asking questions when Hamels was under fire last postseason for a quote he made late.
That's right, Joe. And he has evolved most significantly. He added the cut fastball, of course, got into better shape. And he also worked with a performance specialist, a former NBA player out of San Diego named Jim Brogan. They had 18 two-hour sessions, all of which started at 6 a.m. this offseason. And Brogan told me this morning, of all the people he's worked with, Fortune 500 executives, professional athletes, that Hamels' work ethic was in the upper half of 1%.
And then, Ken, it continued on into the season with the effect that Roy Halladay had on Cole Hamels.
With one out, here's the new fan favorite, Cody Ross. And he takes a strike. And how can he not be the fan favorite? Of the 5 home runs the Giants have hit this postseason, Cody has 4 of them. 3 in this NLCS. That's outside.
You mean Babe Ross?
Yeah. And he's hit the first 3 home runs for his Giants in this postseason series. The 1-1 is up and away. The quote, by the way, that Hamels made last year, as you look at the numbers for Babe Ross, he's hit 4 of the 5 Giants home runs, 6 of the team's 14 RBIs. After hitting 3 home runs in 33 games and driving in just 7 runs after he was picked up by the Giants late from the Marlins. A meeting with Ruiz and Hamels, who last year was quoted during the postseason as saying, "I can't wait for the season to be over," because he was frustrated with how he was pitching in the postseason after being the NLCS and World Series MVP in 08. Here's a 2-2 pitch with 1 out. Full count.
Hamels has such confidence in that changeup. He'll throw it 3-2. I wouldn't be surprised to see Ross get it right here.
Burrell struck out. Ground ball to short. Rollins to his left. Got that last tricky hop. 2 out. Here are the numbers for Cole Hamels the last 3 years. 2008 postseason, overall 4-0 and a 1.8 ERA. MVP of the last 2 postseason series. Last year in the postseason, no good. ERA over 7.5. His frustration record of 1-2, and now so far he is working on his 11th inning, and he has yet to give up a run and a total of 5 hits. Aubrey Huff takes a strike. You combine the mental toughness that Kenny Rosenthal talked about with that performance coach, with the ability that Cole Hamels has, and the results have been terrific for the Phillies. Another 1-2-3 inning. Both pitchers are on here early. 3rd inning, game 3. Philadelphia, San Francisco, no score. Don't forget the ALCS comes your way tonight. Game 4, Rangers and Yankees at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on TBS. And tomorrow, Game 4 of our series at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, right here in high definition on Fox. First pitch to Raul Ibanez is a strike. And Kane and Hamels have come out pumping strikes since the beginning. Here's the 0-1. There's another strike 2. Ibanez, Ruiz, and Hamels for the Phillies. Kane gets the home start. He started Game 2 of the division series here at home against Atlanta after Lincecum's gem in Game 1. The 0-2. 0-1. Ibanez really looks like he is feeling for it at the plate. 0 for 7 in this series. 3 out of 19. No RBIs in the postseason. Here's a 1-2. 2-2.
Yeah, Eric Carroll's talking about how the Phillies need to get Shane Victorino going. He had 2 hits in Game 2. And now the Phillies are looking to get Raul Ibanez going.
Here's a 2-2. And he strikes out. Strikeout number 3 for Matt Cain, 1 away.
Boy, a good curveball about ankle high to Ibanez. Watch it float right out of the strike zone, swinging over it. Good play by Posey.
Yeah, I think we have said that and will continue to say that about Posey, who really fundamentally looks sound behind home plate.
No question.
Here's Ruiz, who is in the same category, by the way. Initially tried to get signed as a second baseman, a pitcher. They put him behind the plate, and the Philly organization's glad they did. Ball 1.
Hey, of all the bargains on both teams, Carlos Ruiz may be the biggest, making a little under $3 million a year. And for what he does in the position he plays, what a bargain.
There's a strike inside corner, a ball and a strike. Panamanian born and son of a school teacher. He has become part of the foundation for this Philadelphia team and be loved for what he's done in the postseason. Philadelphia, 353 average over the last 2 World Series. Count 2-1 with 1 out, nobody on. And he floats a base hit into center field. Chooch, as they call him, is on, 1 on, 1 out. Today's AT&T trivia question: Cole Hamels, who's walking to the plate, is one of 5 players to be named LCS and World Series MVP in the same postseason. Who are the other 4?
I know one of them, Oral Hershiser in 1988. That's one of them.
You've got me beat officially. Check on the runner at first. Hamels is up there, likely to punt. Did have 10 hits during the regular season. Giants expect it with Uribe way in at third. Showing it early. Kind of feeling for it. Missed it altogether. Strike 1.
Now, the best explanation of bunting a baseball is to catch the ball with the bat. Catch the ball with the bat, which means bringing the bat back just a little bit to take the sting off.
That had some sting on it, and that spins Hamels out of there, and they love it here.
I think everybody thinking here at the ballpark about the Cody Ross knockdown in the first at bat by Roy Oswalt the other night in Philadelphia.
Hamels does not look too comfortable up there trying to bunt Matt Cain as the count goes to 1-2. Did they stay with a bunt? Nope. A swing and a miss, and that's out number 2 and strikeout number 4. And Hamels cannot help the situation. Did not advance Ruiz. Here comes Victorino. The guy who from 2006 to 2009 hit .287 against right-handed pitching. He's a switch hitter. The season just .235. Lined out to short his first time up. Ball 1. Inside and drills Victorino, and he didn't like it.
Well, Matt Cain just trying to move the ball around. It ends up hitting Victorino. It's all part of pitching, trying to push the left-handed Victorino off the plate. Common sense will tell you there's no way it was intentional. That ball hit more than Sherrod, however.
Caught him up around the ribs.
Yeah.
And so now 2 on 2 out for Utley. So just to further your point, you got Utley up. The bunt by Hamels didn't work. Breaking ball is a good tight one to chase Utley for strike 1, but to further your point, there's no intent to hit Victorino to present a 2 on 2 out easier scoring chance for a guy like Utley, who is lifetime 7-16 with 3 homers against Cain.
Yeah, he's been the most lethal Phillies hitter against Matt.
Ball and a strike. So still feeling it over at first base. Here's Victorino. Strike 2. Check swing, ground ball, and Renteria gets the out. And the Phillies lead 2. Beautiful day in San Francisco, one of the landmarks in this great city, all lit up in the sunshine, no score. weather could not be any better. Cool in the morning. Sun is out. Had the sun glistening off the Trans-American Pyramid. Going to break. These fans have been ready since the beginning, and they watch a slow roller test Rollins. Uribe one out. As Juan grounds to short to start the third, and there hasn't been anything hard hit yet. Off Cole Hamels, it'll bring in Aaron Rowan, who, as we mentioned, is making his first start since the middle of September. And a guy who started, Tim, the season as the everyday center fielder. He got hit in the face in April by a pitch by Vicente Padilla. That shut him down for a couple of weeks. Andres Torres kind of took off and just took the position away from Aaron Rowan, who's got 2 more years left at $12 million per. He's been sitting on the bench. Breaking ball, ball 1.
That was on April 16th when he was hit in the left cheek, breaking his cheek. Out for a couple of weeks.
Here's a 1-0. That's a strike. Here it is from Padilla. Oh, up and in, just hard to even watch.
Thankfully, Aaron had that flap on the left side of his helmet that protected him.
And yet he's got that Ron Say stance. He's right on top of the plate, and he only missed a couple of weeks after that. It's hard to believe. 2-2.
Ron Say, the former third baseman for Los Angeles Dodgers, part of that infield that stayed together for 9 straight years. Say, Russell, Lopes, and Gardner.
Lopes is the first base coach for Charlie Manuel and the Phillies. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. Cole Hamels is in charge. Strikeout number 2. Bases empty. Matt Cain coming up. And today's game on Fox is sponsored by E-Trade. You're not used to hearing that music in your headset. Because that's the football music.
Well,
and
that's
now
right.
It's
yeah.
been.
Feel like Jimmy and Terry.
It's been brought over to the baseball side.
Michael.
Now when you hear that music, yeah, well, we got them. We got them all.
Jay Glazer.
You got it. Now those guys are going to be thinking Tim McCarver and Ken Rosenthal, Eric Karros.
Yeah.
Chris Rose. Mitch Williams. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 out, nobody on. Strike 2. Matt Cain's chances are not good. He was 7 of 66 swinging the bat during the regular season. Did have a hit and an RBI in the divisional series start against Atlanta. Cole Hamels thought he might have had his 3rd strikeout. Instead, it's ball 2, 2-2.
Bruce Bochy telling us before the game that Matt Cain's strong. He's got some pop, but I wouldn't call him a good hitter.
He's gone, and that's strikeout number 3. 3 perfect innings put together by the Philadelphia left-hander into the 4th in a blink. Game 3, no score. DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. There is McCovey Cove with the kayaks waiting for something to splash down, and then the race is always on. There have been 78 total hit into McCovey Cove. This park is in its 11th year, and 35 of them were hit by that guy, Barry Bonds, who got a huge ovation here for the game as he and some teammates from that 2002 pennant-winning Giants team threw out the first pitch before Game 3. Polanco fouls it, strike one.
The last splashdown hit by Rick Ankiel of the Atlanta Braves in the only game that the Braves won against the Giants in the division series. That was in the 11th inning.
Phillies have not hit one their time in the stadium out into the water. One out. Polanco is 0 for 2, and if Cole Hamels has been in charge, Matt Cain's right there with him. One out in the 4th inning with the bases empty. Ryan Howard will be the hitter. You saw that twisted up necklace around the neck of Placido Polanco, and you'll see him on players throughout the postseason. We have is the new craze with the magnetic bracelets or necklaces, and guys wrap them together and it becomes part of the uniform. Heck, the Bat Boys got one on back there just in case he tightens up running out to get the bat. But it helps with circulation, supposedly. There he is. He's ready. Kid's never felt better since he put that necklace on. Hops right out of bed. The ripe old age of 14 or whatever he is. One out, nobody on. A pitch down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. You ever tried any of those things? Hop along McCarver?
No. Never going.
Well, you don't know. Strike 2, why not?
I remember in the late 60s, the Nehru suits and the medallions. I wore those.
You did?
Yes, I did.
That helped with the circulation? Or
in fact, it cut off my circulation. Turtlenecks in the summer.
There's a little flare into left, and Ryan Howard goes the other way with a 1-out single. One on, 1 out for Jason Worth.
Nehru suits, I found out, were not real comfortable in St. Louis in the summer.
The humidity at 142%.
To explain it to the younger folks who may not remember the Nehru suits, they were all the way around the neck and buttoned around the neck. And because of that, very uncomfortable.
1 on, 1 out for Jason Worth. He takes the ball. Worth struck out his first time. He has hit 12 postseason home runs. Aubrey Huff, Ryan Howard talking it over at first base, and the count 2-0. Games now for Philadelphia. They have hit a total of 3 home runs during this postseason. Worth has 1 of them. Came in game 1. 2-1. Ruiz had 1 in that game, and Utley had 1 in the division series. The only home run hit in the 3-game sweep of the Reds by Philadelphia. Worth swung right through it. 2 balls and a strike. Now 3-1. Matt Cain is a workhorse since his first full year in 06. He's number 2 in the league in innings pitched, and he's thrown 440 innings over the last 2 regular seasons.
Not a running count right here because you want the hitter to concentrate on getting a good pitch and hitting it hard.
Instead he walks. A hit and a walk, and there's action for Philadelphia here in the 4th inning. First walk handed out by Kane, who's hit a batter and allowed 2 hits. And now Jimmy Rollins. It was so big for Philadelphia in Game 2 to see Rollins, who had the bases loaded walk and the infield hit on a pop-up, but to get that ball that he ripped off the wall in right center for a 3-run double in the 7th is a big piece of the overall puzzle for Philadelphia. He's been bothered by leg injuries this season, trying to get his stroke back, his offensive numbers at career lows. But if he can turn it on, that makes this Philadelphia team a much more difficult ball club to pitch against. 2 on, 1 out. Ball 1. Strike 1.
Game 2, 7th inning, 3-1 Phillies. This made it 6-1. Low fastball from Santiago Casilla. Cleared the bases.
Had the crowd chanting Jimmy Rollins' nickname, J-Roll, and had a big smile on the face of one of the more energetic and enjoyable players to watch, Jimmy Rollins. Former MVP in the NL, and that's a strike, and at the knees, strike 2.
Good fastball from Kane.
That's into left center field, slicing to Burrell. Tough sun field. He makes the catch. 2 on, 2 out. And it's up to Ibanez for Philadelphia. It's no picnic out there in left field right now with either Burrell or Ibanez having to deal with the sun, and you wonder about his glasses. They're on top of his hat.
Yeah. You could see him look away when he made the catch. Stare up at that sun long enough. A lot of guys in an October sun losing the ball and costing a team over the years.
Ibanez is hitless in this series. He's 0 for 8, struck out his first time. Strike 1.
Shadow's not as much of a problem right now as they will be when the shadow of the light stanchions move toward the pitcher's mound.
Reaching for it, Ibanez is in the hole 0-2. Kane is one good pitch away from potentially getting out of this 2 on, 2 out situation in the 4th. San Francisco pitching here in their home park since August 30th, 10-7, which isn't that impressive, but the ERA is 1.68. Dave Righetti, the pitching coach. Problem is the Giants as a team have hit just 230 and are averaging 3.2 runs per game. We're the same here in Game 3. The 0-2. Ibanez 0 for 9 in this series. Kane gets out of it. Giants bat in the 4th, no score. as this game moves into the bottom of the fourth inning. Top of the order for the Giants. Hamels has yet to allow a base runner. He starts Renteria at strike one. Edgar fly to center his first time up. Sanchez, Freddie Sanchez, and Buster Posey, the next two for the Giants. The 0-1 ties up Renteria. He went. Strike two. Good pitch.
Renteria did not want to, but he went too far.
Renteria kind of took over the leadoff spot by default. It's a situation for Bruce Bochy looking at the group he wanted to start. Rowan has struggled, so he's down in the 8th spot. That left Renteria, who takes ball one up and away. That's with Andres Torres out. He was 3 for 25 in this postseason. Really struggling with a bat. Had a rough September, had appendicitis. He has not regained his stroke. Renteria is on with a leadoff hit. So the Giants have their first base runner as Hamels will pitch to Sanchez. And our aerial coverage is brought to you by DirecTV. Get movies a month before Netflix with DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. Sanchez grounded to short his first time up.
He had a brief conversation with the third base coach, Tim Flannery. He may be bunting.
Throw over to see if Sanchez was going to tip his hand. He did not. The start of this game, the top two spots for the postseason. This Giant lineup, the combined 189 average. Renteria's on. It's nice for the Giants to be able to call on a guy like Renteria basically off their bench, even though because of an injury he got a starting game too. He's getting his 57th career start at shortstop during the postseason. Ton of experience, and there's the bunt. Foul, strike one.
See, when the bat's in foul territory, you're going to bunt the ball foul. And if there's ever a tip for a little leaguer, in order to bunt the ball fair, you have to have the bat in fair territory. When it's back like that, it's going to go foul.
The bunt is hard to Howard. He'll tag for the out. Renteria to second. One away. Sanchez does his job.
Now the bat's in fair territory and the ball's bunted fair. One foul, one fair. Sanchez does his job.
Not leaving himself much room at the end of the bat to make contact. And way up on the barrel. And here is the number 3 hitter, Buster Posey. The rookie for the Giants trying to put San Francisco on top. Strike one. Posey now 2 for 4 in his career against Hamels. In his career is 4-2 against the Giants. It's outside. 2-1 here in this park, but an ERA over 6. Some of those numbers you can throw out. Talking about history with Hamels, he's a different pitcher with a better fastball. For Philly, the 1-1. Strike 2.
Instead of talking about and looking at numbers that show what a hitter did historically against a pitcher, you really have to concentrate on what's happened now.
2-2. What's happened now is Posey grounded out to third his first time up. Who's on deck struck out. To take advantage of that leadoff hit by Renteria, the bunt by Sanchez. Now the 2-2 to Posey. Just outside full count.
That's why scouting reports are continually done and updated. You know, what's a pitcher doing now? What's a hitter doing now?
So much has been talked about with the blister and middle finger for Lincecum. As he strikes out, Hamels strikes out Buster Posey, 2 gone. Chased a high fastball for strikeout number 4.
Here's a sequence as Hamels gets ahead of Posey. Misses with the second pitch. Strike on the corner. Missing, low. Missing. We talked about the high fastball. You could do that when you're throwing harder. He threw harder and got Posey.
94 miles an hour to get him. And here's Burrell with that long swing, strike 1. That quiets the crowd. We showed you that tight shot of the middle finger. The tip of it in the left hand of Cole Hamels. Pitchers this time of year dealing with issues. Whether it's a calloused over blister or something, that last piece of the tip of the finger that touches the baseball before it's gone.
We have similar problems with our just from holding the pin.
Yeah. Writing down all these lineups. Here's a 1-1. Burrell takes ball 2. Matt Cain has stranded 4 Philadelphia base runners. Inside, 3-1 on deck. The great Cody Ross.
How appropriate is that? Raising hope with Cody Ross in the on-deck circle.
Here's a 3-1. 2 on, 2 out. And here comes the Giants' best postseason run producer, Cody Ross. First time in the number 5 spot for Bruce Bochy this postseason. And here he is with a chance in the 4th. Ball 1. A good Cole Hamels changeup. Strike 1. You thought Hamels might feature that in Ross's first at bat. He fooled him there. 60 pitches as Hamels tries to get through the 4th. 2 on, 2 out. Ball 2. Decent speed with Renteria, the lead man. Pat Burrell is not fast. He's at first for Ross. Line drive to the left. Ross delivers again. In to score is Renteria. Going to third is Burrell. It's 1-0 Giants.
Looked like it was about in the same area as those 3 home runs. As Roy Oswalt said in the San Francisco Chronicle today, keep the ball from that down and in area. And that ball was down and in. Here the home run. Inside. 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 The last hit to put the Giants on top. Well, actually, it was low and away. I thought it was inside, too. But I was wrong. That pitch low and away, and a better job of hitting by Cody Ross.
So now first and third, 2 out for Huff. Strike one. Giants score first here in game 3. 2-out RBI hit by a man who has now produced as many RBIs in 6 postseason games as he did in 33 regular season games for the Giants. It's Ross at first. Huff grounds one. The glove of Utley, 2-0 Giants. Going to third is Cody Ross. Back-to-back 2-out RBI hits.
Huff, a good inside hitter. Grounds one off the glove of Chase Utley, and Burrow scores the second Giant run.
First and third now for Uribe. Strike one. Well, you look, Tim, at the lineup and the changes made by Bruce Bochy for game 3. Renteria in the leadoff spot. He led off this inning with a hit. Ross up to the number 5 spot. A 2-out RBI hit, followed by Huff, who's hitting 6th with a 2-out RBI hit. The moves that Bruce Bochy has made coming into this third game of the NLCS paid off here in the 4th inning.
They worked for Charlie Manuel in game 2, the lineup changes, and they're working so far for Bruce Bochy here in game 3.
Here's a 0-2 to Uribe. A check swing. He didn't go. And the count 1-2. Uribe went awfully far with this swing.
That was really close. Ooh.
Hamels started to walk away, and I think with good reason. But it's called a ball. Here's a 1-2. 2-2. First and third, 2 out. And a pop-up. Playable right side for Utley. And Utley hangs with it. Inning is over. Damage is done. 2 runs, 3 hits, a walk. 2 left. After 4 in game 3, 2-0 Giants. Back after this from your local Fox station. Cole Hamels has been skyrocketing with his second half and his postseason start for the Phillies in the divisional series. The bottom note with a stop falling for the Giants' 1-2 hitters. Those numbers were updated, coming in a combined 189 average during the postseason, but Renteria led off in the bottom of the fourth inning with a base hit. Then the bunt by Sanchez, so production out of the top two spots set up Cody Ross for an RBI hit with 2 out, followed by Aubrey Huff. And it's 2-0 Giants as we play now in the 5th. Big swing by Ruiz, strike 2. Ruiz, then Hamels, then Victorino. Matt Cain with a 2-run lead. Just missed 2-2. Our unofficial look at it on Fox Tracks says it was inches away. The 2-2. That should be playable for Burrow. Fighting the sunshine, hauls it in, 1 out.
Burrow's got his glasses on now, not last inning.
Our AT&T trivia question was, Cole Hamels, one of 5 players to be named LCS and World Series MVP in the same postseason. The other 4, Livan Hernandez, the 97 Marlins, who won it all. Hershiser, Tim mentioned, with the Dodgers in 88. Darrell Porter in 82 with the Cardinals, and Willie Stargell. Pop Stargell in 79 with the Pirates. First pitch is low to Cole Hamels for ball 1. Hamels struck out his first time after initially showing bunt. Couldn't get it down, then swung and missed, and the count's 2-0. Hamels with a 5-hit shutout against the Reds in the division series. 3 perfect innings here today. Good hard hit ball to first. Huff makes the play, 2-out. The Giants got Hamels in the bottom of the 4th and lead 2-0 with the bases empty. Here comes Victorino.
Bruce Bochy telling us before the game what a bulldog Matt Cain is, and he is certainly showing it today. There's a lot of carry with his fastball through the strike zone. Really on top of the Philly hitters.
Victorino hit in the midsection of the ribs his last time up. Bats with the bases empty and takes the ball low. A 1-0. 2-0. We have not even had a chance to talk about, because of the pace of this game, Cliff Lee, what he did last night for Texas at Yankee Stadium, what's to come tonight. The Rangers up 2-1. A.J. Burnett against Tommy Hunter on TBS that game. At 8 Eastern. There are the numbers in the postseason career for Cliff Lee. 8 starts, 7-0. 4-0 last postseason for the Phillies, and an ERA of 1.26. Here's a 3-0. That's high, a 4-pitch walk, and the tying run will come to the plate.
It is not that easy. And guys who make their living 60 feet 6 inches away from home plate will tell you that. Certainly Dave Righetti would tell you that. But Cliff Lee, who is a free agent this winter, has the same agent as A.J. Burnett, who's pitching for the Yankees tonight. And A.J. Burnett signed a contract for $82 million over what, 4 years, 5 years?
Yeah, he's in year 2.
Well, so think about what Cliff Lee, the market for him will be this winter.
1 on, 2 out. A check on Victorino with Utley at the plate. The interesting part of it, and the guys on TBS talked about it last night, Yankees thought they had a deal in place for Cliff Lee. I believe July the 7th. That was pulled away. The deal was finalized with Texas. And Justin Smoke was added. that got the deal done the next day. And the difference that Cliff Lee has made for that rotation, well, it was highlighted last night with what Cliff Lee did against the Yankees. A career high 13 strikeouts in 8 innings pitched. A couple of base runners, that's it. Retired the first 11 batters in that 8-0 win. ERA of .75 this postseason. 3-0 against Tampa Bay and New York. Here's the 0-1. There goes Victorino. Got a decent jump. Throw down. Too late. Into center field, and Victorino will stay put.
Victorino actually slid past the bag. Had Renteria come up with it, there would have been a play on him. But he steals second base, and watch him go right by the bag. Short hop. Renteria cannot catch up to it. But had he made that tough play, then he could tag Victorino after he slid by the bag.
You know, Victorino was hit in the rib cage or in that area in that previous at bat. He goes head first into second, so I tell you, he's feeling all right. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike on Utley, who's hit 10 career postseason home runs. Tied with his teammate Jason Worth for most in Phillies postseason history. Instead, he grounds to second. Sanchez flips, and that's 4.5 in the books. Phillies have stranded 5. Bottom of inning number 5. 2-0 Giants. Chevrolet, the official vehicle of Major League Baseball. Here's Aaron Rowan with a shot down the left field line. First pitch, bottom of the 5th, and Aaron Rowan has a leadoff stand-up double. Easy. So Rowan, another addition to this lineup. Bruce Bochy's pulling all the right Detroit Strings is on with a double.
Sometimes a hitter will go up and look for a certain pitch in a certain area, get it, and when you do that as a big league hitter, the chances of you getting a hit are great. Aaron Rowan, inside fastball, looking for it, and now Kane will be bunting.
And trying to bunt it down the third baseline, he fouls it, strike one. Kane struck out his first time. Now trying to advance Rowan with Edgar Renteria on deck. One ball, one strike.
Matt Cain had 10 sacrifices during the year. You get in double figures as far as sacrifices are concerned, and that's very good.
Strike two. Hamels could not get a bunt down against Kane, and now Kane is close to returning the favor.
I think some guys try to be too fine when they're bunting. You don't have to be that fine to be successful. Trying to bunt the ball down the third baseline and make Polanco field it.
Another try at it, and he strikes out. That's strikeout number 5 for Cole Hamels. And a big one as it keeps Rowan at second, now 1 out. Chevrolet and baseball have teamed up to give fans a chance to win postseason tickets or an all-new 2011 Chevrolet Cruze. Register at worldseries.com/cruise for your shot at the big prize. Here's Renteria. He was involved in his 7th postseason. Been with the Marlins, been with the Cardinals, been with the Red Sox, now with the Giants. Takes a pitch up and away, ball 1.
It would seem to me that it would be very difficult hitting now, but the hitter's trying to pick up the ball out of that spackled shadow on the mound. That's got to be tough.
That's high, 2-0. Edgar also spent some time in Atlanta. He's bounced around, but he knows how to handle the bat. 3 times on the disabled list, and as we said in game 2, he has completely snapped his biceps tendon in his left arm. That happened during the division series. He's out in front here. 83-mile-per-hour pitch on 2-0. That gets a nod of appreciation from Renteria. 2-1.
There are 2 guys in uniform, in my view, that would make good major league managers. One of them is at the plate. The other one is playing third base for the Phillies. Renteria and Polanco. Take your pick.
Here's a 2-1. Ooh, a high strike. Hamels gets the call. It's 2-2. That's a big pitch.
Renteria thought it was outside. I thought it was.
Instead, it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at second, 1 out. Leadoff double by Rowan. And a fly ball into center field for Victorino. 2 out. And the batter will be Freddie Sanchez. By the way, all of us at Fox and everybody who travels around doing these games, we are at the mercy of public relations staffs with these organizations, and we could not be in better hands with the Phillies. Greg Castriato, Kevin Gregg, the son of the late wonderful umpire Eric Gregg, and for San Francisco, Jim Moorhead. Well said. They really help us out every day. Runner at second, 2 out. Sanchez 0 for 1 with a bunt. Sacrifice, takes a strike. The 0-1. Strike 2. The Phillies in the 6th will have the heart of their lineup. Polanco, Howard, and Worth, looking to try and string something together against Matt Cain, and Cole Hamels doing all he can to try and keep it 2-0. goes around the plate, ball one. Sanchez drove home 47 runs during the regular season. It's 7 home runs. No RBIs this postseason. Checks on Utley, and it goes off Utley for a run. In to score is Rowan. It's 3-0 Giants.
Joe, we talked about the hitters having a difficult time seeing the ball. I'm not too sure Chase Utley picked this ball up right away. He wanted to come forward, then he backed up, and the ball hit him in the worst of all places on the right arm, allowing the ball to carry him into shallow center field. I'm not sure he saw the ball real well. It's an error on Chase Utley and an unearned run off Hamels.
That is the 3rd error of this postseason for Utley, who made 2 early in the division series against Cincinnati. But I'm with you. You can see the sun glistening off his glasses in the shadow. Not to make excuses, but to his right, he just never seemed to gauge where that ball was going to bounce or how he was going to field it.
Yeah, you could see Utley wanting to come in initially, then backing up and not being sure exactly how far that ball was off the ground, whether it was going to be a good hop or not. Because normally he'd knock the ball down at least.
That's strike 2.
Infielders are trained that if there's a runner on at second base and there are 2 outs, if you can't make the play, keep the ball in front of you, and that prevents the run from second from scoring. Utley didn't do that.
Here's a 1-2. Let's take another look at it. This is a tough play. I could have seen this go as a hit because of the way it bounced, and it took a funny hop, came up on Utley as he laid back, and as it trickled away, a run scored to make it 3-0.
Yeah, I said his right arm, it may have hit him on the right thigh. That last shot, I'm not sure. Whatever it was hard enough to kick the ball out in the shallow center and allow Rowan to score.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Buster Posey. Runner at first base, 2 out. 2-2 pitch. Inning over. But another run. Giants got 2 in the 4th. Giants get 1 in the 5th. Utley tried to make a play earlier to his left, was frustrated. Now 1 to his right for an error. It's 3-0 San Francisco after 5. by Chevrolet, the official vehicle of Major League Baseball. There's a look at Lombard Street, well known here in San Francisco, but it is not technically the most crooked street. Vermont Avenue between 22nd and 23rd is the most crooked. Filbert between Hyde and Leavenworth is the steepest street at 31.5 degrees.
San Francisco, a city built on 43 hills.
We're conducting a tour.
Yeah. The Travel Channel.
Double-decker bus. Ball 1 to Polanco. Phillies have to get it going. Down 3-0 here in game 3. They have the heart of their lineup. 2 balls, no strikes on Polanco. Placido takes a strike, and he was willing to take one. It's 2-1. Kane has walked 2, hit a batter, struck out 5.
Hey, you got me? Okay.
Ken Rosenthal, we're going to go to him after Polanco does something. Count 2-1 and foul down the right field line. We tend to think that this is the only thing going on, either the NLCS or the ALCS at this time of year, but there's plenty going on around baseball. And Ken has got his ear to the ground always, getting more information by the hour, and that continues here today. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Polanco trying to get something started for Philadelphia. Kane gets him to reach for it off the mound. Sanchez charges and gets Polanco 1 away. And here's Kenny Rosenthal with a couple of notes on this Tuesday, October 19th.
First, Joe, Bob Uecker today, successful 6-hour heart surgery. He had a tear at the site of his original valve replacement, but he's going to be okay. Also today, the Cubs name Mike Quade, their manager, not Ryan Sandberg and not Joe Girardi.
Yeah, interesting, and maybe the last part of it is the biggest story. There was so much speculation. First of all, that's great news about Bob Uecker. It really is. Beloved in this game and beyond, and so glad to hear that that procedure went well. The other part of it is there was speculation you'd have Ryan Sandberg, who's managing in AAA, maybe step into the dugout at Wrigley Field, excite the fan base there in Chicago, or it was a landing spot for Joe Girardi, who is unsigned past this year and managing this postseason for the Yankees after winning it all in 2009.
Also, if you may have missed it, Eric Wedge named the manager of the Seattle Mariners. And Tony La Russa back with the Cardinals for a year, at least.
Pitches up to Ryan Howard. 2 balls and a strike. By the way, one of ours, Jeff Gowen, one of our top producers, had successful hip surgery.
All right.
There you go. 2 balls and a strike. Matt Cain dealing with Ryan Howard. Late swing and a miss, 2-2. Howard singled, a little flare to left his last time, fly to deep center his first time. Spoils it. Howard now 4 for 9 in this NLCS, and he's had some good at-bats. Certainly did so in game 2 against a lefty, Sanchez.
All his hits have been either up the middle or to left field in the NLCS.
The 2-2. Full count. That's us tomorrow night on the air at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific with Game 4. Joe Blanton against Madison Bumgarner. 3-2. Howard grounds right into the shift. Sanchez gathers it in, gets the out. 2 gone. Shallow right field, and there's been a lot mentioned that Ryan Howard has struck up a friendship with Barry Bonds, who's in the park. One of the things they talked about was the infield shift, and when that happens, when you ground to a guy, in this case Freddie Sanchez, who's playing shallow right, it's hard to get frustrated. But that's why they put him there. It gives him more range. Howard doesn't run that well, and Sanchez had plenty of time to get Ryan at first. Here's Jason Worth. Strike one. How good has Matt Cain been here today?
Wow. 5 base runners for the Phillies.
2 walks, a hit batsman, 2 hits. That's into right. Easy for Cody Ross. Throws left, bats right. He drives in runs. He drove in the first of the day. It's 3-0 Giants. Ross is coming up. The water, Bay Bridge, Treasure Island in the distance. Here is Pat Burrell. First up, 4, 5, and 6 hitters for San Francisco as they lead by 3. There is action for the Phillies in their bullpen with Durbin. Burrell is 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. That might be the one plate appearance that Hamels will be thinking about after this game if the situation doesn't change. A 2-out walk to Burrell. And now the count is 2-1. That led to the RBI hit by Cody Ross with 2 down, followed by the hit by Aubrey Huff. By the way, there's been an official scoring change on the ball hit by Freddie Sanchez for the 3rd run. Happened in the 5th. It's now an RBI single. No error on Utley. I think a good change. Here's a 2-1 pitch.
I don't know. I don't agree. I thought that ball's got to be an error because of the way, you know, your approach can be as error prone as booting a ball. I'm obviously in the minority because
Not at all. I just
the official
completely disagree with you. Here's a 2-2. Skips in there, full count. Check the swing.
When you're a big league second baseman, you got to make that play.
Okay. I still disagree with you.
All right.
It doesn't really matter, does it?
No, it doesn't. But it's kind of fun.
In this in-between bad hop, I'm giving base hit. There's a strikeout. And the 7th strikeout for Hamels. Here comes Cody Ross. That is all the damage that he has done in this series. His 3 home runs driven off the plate. His 2-out RBI single got the scoring started in the 4th. 29-year-old outfielder picked up off waivers by the Giants on August 22nd from Florida. It's not as if this stuff's coming out of nowhere. But Ross is just getting to do it for the first time during the postseason. He hit 24 home runs last year. Drove in 90, 22 home runs the year before. Why not Adam? Whether they're trying to keep him away from the Padres or not, the Giants were looking for offense too. Fooled on that pitch. 2-1.
And Cody is hitting himself into making the Giants and making a case for the Giants to sign him again after this year.
There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
2-1. And the follow through knocks the mask off the face of Ruiz. 2-2. Been fooled ahead on the count with the last 2 pitches from Cole Hamels.
Joe, I can remember the days before the hard hats, and I can't believe catchers didn't go to the hard hats before, but really about the middle 70s was when they started that.
2-2 pitch now, and Ross was fooled by Hamels with those last 3 pitches. Here is the Geico in-game box score for the Giants. RBI hit for Ross, RBI hit for Huff, and now an RBI single for Freddie Sanchez. Eight strikeouts now for Cole Hamels, and Hamels is going to take it himself. Hallelujah. A pitcher just caught a pop-up.
They listened to you.
Oh, how did he do it? Amazing. We're through 6. 3-0 Giants. Back after this from your local Fox station.
first pitch high? Is that first pitch high? I feel like it was high. Borderline? Yeah. He throws that ball right down the middle, and it just, he got a good trajectory on it, just freezes you right down the middle.
And Rollins takes one right down the middle to start the 7th inning. Ibanez and Ruiz will follow. 3-0 Giants. The Phillies have yet to break through and sustain anything against Matt Cain, who's been terrific here today. We certainly want to thank Jimmy Rollins for wearing a mic for us today. Doesn't have to. Big hitting hero in Game 2 for the Phillies. Defensive change. Cody Ross moves from right to left. Pat Burrell is out. Nate Sherholtz takes over in right. Batting in the 4 spot. Rollins is 0 for 2 in this game. Set up at a ball and 2 strikes. Reaching for it. Sanchez has been busy. 1 out.
Now, before the game, in our opening, we talked about the success of Chase Utley and Jimmy Rollins against Matt Cain. Combined today, however, they're 0 for 5. And all of those Phillies that have been on base, all 5, have been stranded by Utley and Rollins.
2 guys who had hit well against Cain, and Cain has shut them down. Here in Game 3 of the NLCS, Ibanez really struggling to the ball. He has struck out twice. He's 0 for 9 in this series. Lines it to the first baseman, Huff. It's a line drive for the out. 2 out. A flip to Cain covering anyway. It only counts for 1 out. 2 down here in the top of the 7th. Not a double play. No. First base umpire made the call immediately. That was Wally Bell. Cain left nothing to chance. Got over there, and he is 1 out away from getting through the first 7 innings here against Philadelphia.
You know, Joe, they teach young pitchers to throw the ball to the catcher and through the hitter. And there are a lot of young pitchers that are intimidated. You're in the big leagues. These are the best hitters in the world. And a lot of young pitchers throw it to the hitter. And when you do that, your action stops. When you throw it to your catcher, you're throwing it through the strike zone and not to the strike zone. And that's a key element in any pitcher.
That's pitch number 102 as Contreras gets loose for the Phillies. According to Bruce Bochy, we talked to before the game, he said, we do not worry at all about pitch count with Matt Cain. Pitch 103 is fouled back and out of play. A ball and a strike. Ruiz with 2 out, nobody on, and a pinch hitter. Ross Glode in the on-deck circle. A 1-1 to Carlos Ruiz. Strike 2. Crowd has been into it from the beginning. They've been loud, same as we had in Philadelphia. Phillies lost Game 1, won Game 2. Trail here in Game 3 to Matt Cain. Breaking ball hits Ruiz. Made no effort to get out of the way of that pitch, and the Phillies have a base runner that'll bring in Ross Glode.
Well, I think the reason that he made no effort, when you see a breaking ball as a right-handed batter from a right-handed pitcher, you think the breaking ball is going to be away. See, here's the curveball. Now, if you're in Ruiz's situation, you're not trying to get in the way of it, but you think the breaking ball is going to be away. It stayed inside. And for the second time in this series, he's been hit by a pitch.
Right off the guard on his left elbow, and now Ross Globe bats for Hamels. His day is finished. He goes 6, allows 3 runs on 5 hits. Walked only 1, struck out 8. Globe takes the ball. A 1-1. Good changeup from Matt Cain, who's featured a lot of hard stuff, straight 2. Did well to lay off that pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There is action. The lefty Javier Lopez getting loose for the Giants. Chase Utley lurking after Victorino. The 2-2. Full count. That means that Ruiz will go at first.
Javier Lopez is getting ready for Chase Utley. If Globe gets on, I think Victorino is made to hit left-handed in this ballpark.
Runner goes. We'll do it again.
The reason I say that, it's a lot tougher to hit a ball out in right field than it would be for Victorino to be changed around to the right side and try for that left field porch.
Goes, and that will bring the tying run to the plate. A hit batsman and a walk. And the 3rd walk followed the 2nd hit batsman. With a gain from Matt Cain, and here comes Bruce Bochy, and he jogs out.
Yeah, when a manager jogs out, as Charlie Manuel did the other night, they're less inclined to take a pitcher out of the game. Boch may make a move, but I don't think so. I've got to let Victorino hit from the left side.
And he will. Mentioned Victorino, just a .235 hitter against right-handed pitching this season. There's a pitch count for Cain, so his day is, well, we said they don't pay attention to it. Now he's getting up past 110. He's at 113 with 2 on, 2 out. Victorino with a career high 18 home runs during the regular season. None during the postseason here in 2010. Tying run at the plate, ball 1. And wouldn't the guy on deck, Chase Utley, love an opportunity to do some damage here and get up in the 7th inning? If he does, it'll probably be against Lopez. It's up to Cain and Victorino right now. 1-0 pitch. Ball 2. And now Casilla will jog down and join Lopez. Lay one in there to Victorino. He can burn you too. 2-0 the count. 2 on, 2 out. 2-1.
That's one of the ways a manager can find out, as you look at the 2 up for the Giants, how a manager can find out whether a pitcher still has good stuff. If hitters are fouling balls off the other way in a fastball count.
for ball 3. That's a foul ball. Shane Victorino's only home run in this park in 2007 against Tim Lincecum. So batting left-handed. Now the runners will go. With 2-on-2 out, a full count on Victorino. To the second baseman, Sanchez. Down on a knee. Inning over. Matt Cain into and out of trouble. And 7 shutout innings from the San Francisco right-hander now in the books. Here's our game summary. Hamels, his day is over. 6 innings. 3 runs, 5 hits as they change that 1 error to a hit. 8 strikeouts. Matt Cain, his day. Cody Ross, another day, another big RBI. Right now we join public address announcer Rennell Brooks Moon for the introduction of God Bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your caps. Performing God Bless America for us this afternoon, please welcome from She and Him, singer, songwriter, and actress, Zooey Deschanel.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with light from above. From the mountains to the prairie, to the ocean, wide with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. Oh, God
Berry. And by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Responsibility. What's your policy? 3-0 Giants lead. Bottom of the 7th inning rolls in, and Jose Contreras takes over for Hamels. In 6 innings, allowed 3 runs on 5 hits, struck out 8, walked 1. And the first pitch is popped up right in front of the plate. Ruiz makes the play. 1 out. Jose Contreras on the mound. That was a fair ball when it was hauled in by Ruiz. And now Uribe's 0 for 3. Jose Contreras has turned into a very good late inning reliever for the Philadelphia Phillies. Combined with Ryan Madsen, the closer, Brad Lidge, Romero from the left side, they have the ability in the postseason of putting up some zeros as Contreras would deal with Aaron Rowan. Andres Torres on deck. Strike 1. Matt Cain, who's just under 120 pitches on the day. Will end up going 7, allowing no runs on 2 hits. Walked 3, struck out 5, hit 2 batters. Fastball fouled, strike 2.
Javier Lopez meandering down to the Giant bullpen, and he will be the pitcher in the top of the 8th with Utley, Polanco, and Howard, 2 of the 3 hitters, drew up for the Phillies, left-handers.
Here comes an 0-2 with 1 out. Inside. Charlie Manuel watched Lopez take care of his big 3-4 combination in game 1. He decided to split up his left-handers in his lineup. So instead of Polanco, then 2 left-handers. It's now Utley, Polanco in the middle, and the other lefty, Howard, in the 8th. Good pitch from Contreras, that splitter. And out number 2.
Watch the splitter go down. Dead spin, gets wrong.
And here's Torres. Macy Torres stay in the game and play center field. For as good as Aaron Rowan is, Bruce Bochy thinks that Andres Torres is a gold glove type center fielder. You don't really lose much in the lineup as far as positioning if Torres doesn't get something going.
Not with the 3-run lead.
He's in the number 9 spot. The guy he would replace Rowan in front of him is 1 spot ahead. And that, for a struggling Andres Torres, is a quiet out. We'll see about the defensive alignment when we come back into the 8th. Phillies bat down 3-0. For Philadelphia, only the 2 hits. One by Ruiz, a single by Howard, and that's it against Matt Cain, who struck out 5, hit 2 batters. Andres Torres does stay in the game after pinch hitting. He's in center. Rowand is out, and the pitcher will bat in the number 8 spot. And pitcher is Lopez, who was out there to first deal with Chase Utley. Phillies batting down 3-0, strike 1 as Lopez slings it home. Big addition to this San Francisco bullpen. Move made by Brian Sabian. Trade from the Pittsburgh Pirates, and they worked Javier Lopez hard from the moment they got him. Here's a pop-up. Utley's had a frustrating day. 0 for 4 as Freddie Sanchez has out number 1. Today's BlackBerry game summary. We talked about pitching coming in, and we will leave talking about pitching, especially that of Matt Cain. 7 innings, no runs, 5 strikeouts. The Giants with 2 runs in the 4th inning, RBIs by Ross and Huff. And then a run in the 5th on what was a base hit with 2 out by Freddie Sanchez. Otherwise, it was Cain. Here's Polanco. Lasted 0 for 3. Ball 1 down and in.
You had to look, Brian Wilson warming up for the Giants. Well, that means Lopez will pitch to only 3 hitters. After Polanco, Ryan Howard, and then Wilson will be in the game, whether it's this inning or in the 9th inning.
There's a strike, the ball and a strike. No pitcher across baseball this year had more saves of 4 or more outs than Brian Wilson. He had 10 of them. He is a possibility for this 8th, and a high hop. Uribe makes the play 2 out. That'll bring in Ryan Howard. We look ahead to tomorrow, and there was some speculation that depending on how the series unfolded, the Phillies could go back to Roy Halladay on short rest. As it is, and after talking to Charlie Manuel, it will be Joe Blanton taking on Madison Bumgarner.
Even if the Phillies trail 2-1 in the series.
Ryan Howard is at the plate. Ken Rosenthal is with us, and the change in the scheduling, Ken Rosenthal, is a big reason why the Yankees and or the Phillies don't want to move everybody up a day.
That's right, Joe. There is no off day between games 4 and 5 this year. So in the Phillies case, if they came back with Halladay on short rest tomorrow, then they would have to pitch Oswalt, Hamels, and Halladay on short rest in the final 3 games if they were necessary. This way, with Blanton, even if they go down 3-1, they'll have Halladay, Oswalt, and Hamels on normal rest for the rest of the way.
Howard fouls one out of play. The other side of it is Halladay has been good on short rest in his career, as has Oswalt. Hamels hasn't done it. And then you go to the other side in the ALCS. The Yankees are going to hand the ball to A.J. Burnett, who lost 15 games during the regular season, was very erratic, struggled, was not on the roster in the division series. And with his Yankees down 2 games to 1, the New Yorkers are asking for a lot tonight out of A.J. Burnett against Tommy Hunter in Game 4, which will be on TBS at 8 Eastern. No off day between games 4 and 5. Teams are unwilling to move everybody up. How about Javier Lopez? A 1-2-3-8. What a weapon he's become for the Giants. Howard strikes out into the bottom of the 8th. 3-0 San Francisco. Travelers, insurance for auto, home, and business. We move into the bottom of the 8th inning. Contreras back to work. Top of the order, Edgar Renteria, then Freddie Sanchez, then Buster Posey. 3-0 Giants. Renteria, who got the start and was put in the leadoff spot, 1 for 3. That one was a big one. Hit into right center field to start the scoring. A 2-run fourth. Strike 1 from Contreras. Up to that point, the Giants hadn't had a hit against Cole Hamels, who was outpitched here today by Matt Cain. Durbin and Romero getting loose. One ball, one strike. Contreras had a perfect 7th. Strike 2. Edgar Renteria, who is one of 5 in World Series history to have a game-winning hit in Game 7. Mazeroski's on that list.
Oh, yeah.
He did that back in 1997 as a young shortstop for the Marlins. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball is in the dirt, 2-2.
In that fabulous New York Times article about 6 weeks ago, Bing Crosby, part owner of the Pittsburgh Pirates, and his wife Kathy flew to Paris because they didn't want to see the game. They thought it would jinx the Pirates. He taped the game in 1960, their version of taping it.
Here's a pop-up left side, and Rollins, basket style, calls off Polanco, 1 out.
Yeah. Then I see.
He put the tape in his wine cellar, and here it is shown in its entirety, I think in a month, on Major League Baseball Network.
Meanwhile, on Fox tonight, funny feeling about new Fox Comedy's first Glee gets the ultimate makeover. And see how the new smash hit Raising Hope all began, followed by a new Running Wild. It all starts tonight at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on Fox. Batter is Sanchez, who takes ball 1 inside.
I think the moral of that story is if you want anything preserved, put it in your wine cellar. It'll last 50 years or more.
First pitch of ball to Freddie Sanchez, now with 1 out. That's on the inside corner. Good pitch. Contreras has looked sharp. Talking about that pitching matchup in New York tonight for Game 4, A.J. Burnett against Tommy Hunter. A.J. Burnett did not pitch in the division series, was on the roster, not used. I said earlier that he was not on the roster, but he was in that sweep. Not needed. And the Yankees, to be honest, don't know what they're going to get out of A.J. Burnett. But again, with no off day between games 4 and 5 like we had last year, starting rotation is tested more than the Yankees were tested in 09. And they used 3 starters to get the job done.
Yeah, we talk about it all the time, how important it is for a pitcher to stay ahead. A.J. Burnett, perhaps more than any other pitcher in the postseason, has to stay ahead so he can use his curveball.
Here is a 1-2 pitch outside. 2-2. RBI hit for Sanchez his last time, now full count. With all of this, Brian Wilson, who had come back to the dugout, the closer for the Giants, is now back down in the bullpen getting ready. Jason Worth is first up for Philadelphia in the top of the 9th. 3-2 pitch. Fly ball into center. Sends Victorino back after a spin. 2 out.
By the way, just checking. A.J. Burnett going for the Yankees tonight. It has been 17 days since he was in a game. It's a long time.
Meanwhile, Joe Blanton will get the ball tomorrow as it stands now in Game 4 for Philadelphia. His last start was on September 29th. Wow. 20 days of rest. The man with the black beard is getting ready for the Giants in their bullpen. He's over by his stall in the locker room wearing a Spartan helmet for a moment today, Brian Wilson. 1-0 pitch is down and away, 2-0.
Not too early to talk about it. There was a magnificent article by Bob Nightingale in the USA Today today that was just terrific. And it was written about Brian Wilson, who is a very bright character.
There's a strike to Buster Posey, who's 0 for 3. 2 out, nobody on. 3-0 Giants, Game 3. Series even at a game apiece. The 2-1. 2-2. In that article that you reference, Brian Wilson was quoted as saying, "I signed up for this job," as closer of the Giants, "the day I was born." He is a free spirit, and you just don't know what you're going to get at any moment from that guy.
Anatomy is destiny, said Freud.
Think about that.
Anatomy is destiny, Sigmund Freud. What Brian Wilson said.
Here's a 2-2 pitch. Breaking balls popped up right side. Utley out. He wants it and has it, and that sends us in Game 3 into the 9th. The man who signed up for this job the day he was born, walking in. His Giants up 3-0. For the most sports, period, call 1-800-DIRECTV. One of the great cities in the world, San Francisco and the Giants leading 3-0 into the ninth. Wilson takes over and fires a strike to Jason Worth. Ryan Wilson, who blew 5 saves during the regular season, had a blown save in Game 2 of the divisional series against Atlanta, brings home an 0-1. Ball 1 to Jason Worth. Worth 0 for 2 with a walk. Last time the Phillies were shut out in the postseason, 83 World Series Game 5. Outside, 2 balls and a strike.
Ryan Wilson with 4 strikeouts in Game 1. All fastballs. He has not thrown a breaking ball in his repertoire since coming in against the Phillies.
The 2-1. 2-2.
And that was one right there. That was a slider. How about that?
The other shutout belongs to Lincecum. Game 1 of the division series. Here is a 2-2 to Worth.
If the Giants shut out the Philadelphia Phillies, it will be the 6th shutout of this postseason. 3 complete games and 3 shared shutouts.
Here's a 2-2 to Worth. 1 out. That'll bring in Jimmy Rollins.
Looks like a cutter to get Jason Worth. 5 strikeouts of the 5 outs that Wilson has recorded against the Phillies.
Rollins is 0 for 3. After a 2-hit, 4 RBI night in Game 2. Strike 1. After Rollins, it's Ibanez. Ball and a strike. That Nightingale article in USA Today. The man with the most fake-looking real beard, Brian Wilson, talked about his keepsakes. As Rollins hits one down the right field line into the corner, it's a fair ball. Off the wall, and it's a long, loud single. Well played by Sherholtz and Wright. Brian Wilson said a lot of the closers save baseballs from the games they've saved. He saves baseballs from his warm-up sessions in the bullpen before he comes into games. And he just gave up a 1-out single to Jimmy Rollins. Said, I've got about 300 baseballs in my locker. I don't date them. I just go by smell.
Now that's an unusual comment. He goes by smell. The smell of the balls.
The batter is Raul Ibanez. 1 on, 1 out. Ruiz would follow, and then the pitcher spot.
By the way, with Jimmy Rollins with that pulled hamstring, there's no way that you extend it to try for a double when you're down by 3 in the ninth.
Strike 1 on the outside corner to Ibanez. He's frustrated with that call. He's 0 for 10. Hit 275 during the regular season. Double play ball, maybe. Out. Giants win Game 3. It's a combined 3-hit shutout put together by Matt Cain, Javier Lopez, and Brian Wilson. A total of 8 hits all day. Second save for Wilson in a 2-hour, 39-minute game. Our Travelers play of the game. Cody Ross, no score in the 4th. 2-out RBI hit. Another day, another big swing of the bat by Cody Ross. That's all the Giants would need, and we go down.